I believe in choosing faith. Not the religious kind, but the kind that tells me this world is beautiful, people are kind or at least well-intentioned, and I have an extraordinary life. Despite this, I was raised to be a skeptic. The matriarchs of my family were pessimistic about what my life would be like. I'm a first-generation American on my mother's side, and I'm mixed, which in their eyes meant I wouldn't belong anywhere. My existence was alienating, and that makes people mean. I'm a woman, to make matters worse, inherently in perpetual danger, and they wanted to prepare me for a world that wouldn't be kind. Everything was dangerous. People, the environment, and even my own thoughts, as children were always wrong. In the evenings, my grandma shared stories from her job at the hospital. I finished my homework to the account of a girl who left home on a date and came back in a body bag, and brushed my teeth to Timmy, the drug addict who never came back at all. My mother wiped away the tears from bullies at school and whispered her family motto, "You're born alone and you die alone," reminding me all of this was to be expected in a world full of bad, and I just had to learn how to live in it. I never wanted to believe them, that the world was out to hurt me, but in the end, those thoughts consumed me. I was an excruciatingly terrified child. I slept with 2 nightlights and had frequent nightmares. I would hide under my bed, and when the paralyzing effect of these nightmares wore off, tiptoe to the TV to rewind the Mulan VHS I'd watched for the billionth time so she could sing me back to sleep. I was an imaginative kid, and eventually became scared I wouldn't make it to the morning at all. How could I be so sure, with monsters and murderers waiting outside? But here's the kicker. I always did. Every morning the slivers of light shone through my window, and slowly I could breathe. There was no defining moment when I began to choose faith over fear. It was gradual. I started by looking up at the faces in the subway, hoping they wouldn't grimace or yell, "What you looking at?" like in the movies. And when they smiled, like that sunrise after the long night, it changed my perspective, just a bit. And the funny thing about faith is, the more you give, the more you can get. I remember one moment in particular, when I decided to fly alone, despite my intense fear of flying. My heart ceased as the plane took off, but along with me, the sun began to rise. And suddenly I was sailing through plump, bulbous clouds of pink streaked with threads of blue, all floating across the sky, falling below me lower and lower. I was looking into heaven, and I cried for the girl who was so scared that this beauty didn't exist. My fear didn't go away, but what I saw was worth it, and choosing to have faith gave me that. Choosing to have faith means I won't miss out on the pleasures of the world because I'm afraid of the pain. I choose to have faith in people, the environment, and especially myself because I was right. This mindset has made me excited to live, and I will keep fighting my fears to fully experience this beautiful world for the rest of my life.